Domain and range of composite functions. Okay, so whenever you have a composite functions, how do we figure out their domain and range? This is the most important concept that student always get confused, right? So to get the domain and range of the composite function, you have two functions basically in the composite function, and you have to solve its composition, and then you have to decide what type of function you will get in composition, whether it is a linear function, quadratic function, cubic function, radical function, reciprocal function, exponential function, what type of function you will get. And then you have to figure out its domain and range. For example, let me do an example. Let's say I have the first example. We have a function f of x, which is root x, and the function g of x, which is x minus 5. So f of x is a radical function, g of x is a linear function. The question is find the domain of f composition g of x. Okay. So to figure out the domain and range of the function f composition g of x, right? Domain and range as well, right? So let me write both. Domain and range, right? Okay. First thing is to figure out what is f of g of x. So you have f, g of x is x minus 5. And what is f of x? F of x is root of your full x, right? This is your function f composition g of x, right? Now you will, the resulting function f composition g is root x minus 5. To figure out its domain and range, this is a radical function or a square root function. So we have done in our previous videos that how do we figure out the domain and range of the radical function. Now the domain of the radical function is, you have to put the expression in the inside the root is not equals to 0. No, it's greater than equals to 0. Sorry, this is greater than equals to 0. Okay, so here we can say x is greater than equals to 5. That is the domain, right? And the range of the radical function is always y is greater than equals to 0, right? So to get the domain and range of the composite function, the best thing is to figure out, solve the composition first. Algebraically solve the composition of the two function, and you will get some resulting function. You can see the first function is a radical function, the second one is the linear function. When you are solving the composition, you will get a radical function. Now we know the domain and range of the radical function. To get the domain of the radical function, you have to put the expression inside the root greater than equals to 0 and solve for x. You will get the domain, and range is always greater than equals to 0, right? Now let me do another example to solve the domain and range for that composite function. For example, I have an example too. So in example number 2, the function f of x is a reciprocal function, and the function g of x is a linear function. Question is find the domain and range of f composition g of x. Okay. Now let me solve for its domain and range. So first step is to figure out its composition. F of g of x. This is f of g of x is x plus 3. Now what is f of x? 1 over that x, so we can say 1 over x plus 3. This is the resulting composition function. Now this function is a radical function. And we have done the domain and range of the radical function in our previous videos. You can also check that video as well for better understanding. Now, to get the domain and range for the radical function, I can write this down that f composition g is 1 over x plus 3. This is a radical function, radical or a square root function. Okay, now for the radical function, the domain is always denominator is not equals to 0. To get the domain of the radical function, we can say your denominator should not be equals to 0. So x should not be equals to minus 3. And the range of the radical function is always not equals to 0. Y is not equals to 0. This is how you will deal with the domain and range of the radical functions. Right. Now let me do another example. Now example number 3. Let's say I have the first function f of x is x square and g of x is x plus 1, quadratic function and a linear function, right? Now we need to figure out the domain and range of, find the domain and range of f of g of x. Okay, that is the question. So the first step is to figure out f composition g. So f of g of x is f, and g of x is x plus 1, and f of x is your that x square, which is x plus 1 whole square, right? So x plus 1 whole square, you can open this out. You can say x square plus 2x plus 1, a plus b whole square, a square plus 2ab plus b square, right? Okay, so I open this. Now you can see this look like a quadratic function, and we have done the domain and range of the quadratic function, and this is the standard form of the quadratic function. Now, how do we figure out the domain and range of the standard form? Right. Now, to get the domain and range of the standard form, the first step is to figure out its vertex. Domain is all real numbers, right? The range is decided with the help of the vertex. So, vertex is x is equals to minus b by 2a. So we can say minus b value is 2, 2 times a value is 1, which is equals to negative 1. This 2 is cancelled with 2 minus 1. To get the y coordinate of the vertex, plus plug this minus 1 into the equation, minus 1 square plus 2 into minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 square is 1 minus 2 plus 1, and that is equals to 0. Okay, now here we can easily decide the vertex of that standard form of the quadratic equation. So its vertex x coordinate is minus 1, y coordinate is 0. You will get the vertex of that quadratic equation. All right, now we have the vertex. We can easily decide its range by looking at the a value. Now you can see here the a value is just positive 1. So we can say the domain of that quadratic function is set of all real numbers, right? And the range of that quadratic function is decided with the help of the a value. Since a value is positive, so we can say y is greater than equals to y coordinate of the vertex, which is equals to 0, right? So to get the domain and range of the composite functions, we did 3 examples. So it is better to solve the composition first, and then you have to proceed what is a resulting function. If your resulting function is a radical function, then go to the domain and range of the radical function. Apply those rules of the radical function. If your composite function is it's not a radical function, sorry, it's a reciprocal function. it's a reciprocal function, then you have to apply the rules of reciprocal function to get the domain and range. And if your composite function, resulting composite function, is a quadratic function, then you apply the rules of the quadratic function to figure out its domain and range. So basically, to figure out the domain and range of the composite function, we have to look at the resulting function, or solve the composition, f composition g or g composition x, f, whatever the composition is required. You have to solve the composition, and to get the domain and range, whether it is a linear function, quadratic function, cubic function, radical function, reciprocal function, exponential function, whatever the function you will get in your composition, you have to apply the rules of that function, right, to get their domain and range. I hope you understand it, how to figure out the domain and range of the composite function. If you still have any queries regarding this topic, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care.